Hello, sports fans from around the world. It's the one you've been waiting for, the NRL SuperCoach BDE Podcast. We are the best draft experts here to debate what fashion I'm wearing this week. Is it a turtleneck? No, I burned it. It's in the rubbish. Thanks, lads. On to the lads. Todza, how are you, fella?
Yes, good, mate. Just recovering after the week that wasn't SuperCoach for me, mate. Just for the listeners, the Big Redford got me in a semi-final. We put up 2 monster scores, but I didn't get the cookies. So I've been licking my wounds. But look, we're here. We're here to talk about round 26 and all the mayhem that's happening, and looking forward to it, mate.
Yeah, fair play to you, mate. Yeah, for those who may be interested, know we get questions about our league of record. He did, in fact, break the all-time record in that league for scoring, only to have me score like 20-odd points more in the craziest matchup we've ever had. Yeah. He had a great season, better season than me. Sometimes you just run good. So bad luck, old son. Played very well. What I'm most disappointed with, mate, is that Listener League performance by you. So a jersey on the line, which we will talk about soon. Simo, finals country, mate. Did you get through in the one league that you were counting on, sir?
I did get through.
Very good, mate.
See, I'll hold my head on one league out of 4 or 5, whatever it is. So, yeah, I was just a happy spectator watching you two boys go hammer and tong in the league of record. Like, just as a neutral observer, it was bloody crazy to watch that game.
Ridiculous, absolutely nuts.
As soon as one of you fired a shot, the other one fired straight back. It was just great watching.
Incredible that Todd, like the one you score 160 with Lehigh and you just like, oh, that'll be it then. Good week. Thanks for coming.
GG's. Nope.
Crazy. When Jordan Ricky just barged over 2 of the terrible Knights defenders, I'm like, here we go. Back on. That was crazy. But yeah, it was good fun. That's what it's all about, lads. Like really healthy rivalry. We obviously, when we play each other and, credit to Todd just straight up congratulating and said, well done on the late season run. And that's what it's all about, at the end of the day. On to this is finals fever. Round 26. It is the grand final. We believe certainly should be the grand final in almost every league. But Simo, I've got to jump straight in, mate. The elephant in the room. This Panthers resting, the Storm resting stuff, mate. It is awful for SuperCoach fantasy purposes. Give us some comments, please, mate.
I guess my only comment really is like everything we stand for and why you want to have the grand final in round 26. It's hard to sit here and argue for it. Like this is not meant to happen. It's usually next week, but it could be potentially a sign of the times. Like a lot of these teams now wanting to see guys rest in 26, possibly play 27, so they can get a bit of game time under their belt before the finals actually start, rather than having a week off and then being straight into a knockout final or whatever. So,
yeah.
Mate, pretty tough gig, especially if you're someone that's had Panthers and Storm players carry you. Obviously, Munster's there, which is good, but Eli Katoa, Harry Grant, Cleary, Edwards, Bizza, Yo, the list goes on. Even Lindsay Smith's been pretty sneaky good too. Like you factor that in with the fact that like Sammy Walker, HIA, obviously anyone that owned Dewey, if you managed to survive those guys last week, they're obviously out this week. So. Yeah, there's bloody heaps to talk about.
There is, mate. It's a big shame. And g'day to our man Hizzo. Just some quick comments here. Let's go, boys. He says, pucker up. I'm about to throw a lot at you before my grand final this weekend. Good man. Remember you were saying you had some plans. You're thinking ahead. Is Potty T regretting his David Fafita trade, or did it not end up costing him? Love Potty T, by the way. That's good from you.
You like that?
Yeah, I do actually. Take it not a fan of this comment, mate. Take his smut out of here.
I don't regret the trade. Absolutely not.
I don't even remember it. I know there might have been something in there. I don't think it.
I got 3 players that I couldn't play, and then that's about it.
Yeah. Well, what I like though is you traded from a position of advantage, and you should always do it because on another season, Todd's David Fafita, you ride him home to a title. Like it's just the way it goes. I'd rather risk it than just sit on your team and not be able to use players. That's my take. 100%. Hizzo, in response to what we were just saying, we're going to round 25 GF next year. It's just not worth it. Weird team setups too much to cop this, mate. In all honesty, as commissioner of our league of record, it will be genuinely brought up. Do we bring the finals forward a week? I'm with you. I hate it. I absolutely hate that this will decide some grand finals. And I hope 2 of the grand finals I'm in, I'm hoping it's not really affecting us too much. No Casey McLean for me, mind you, which is not ideal. Yes, and here he is, the man himself, Commando Conrad. G'day, gents. Nervous for my matchup versus Chris this week. Eero inclusion could be big. Yes, I was very happy to get ahead of that and Hiroti against my Knights, mate. So I'll be pretty happy to play both of them this week. So good luck in the grand final, good sir. You've had a very strong finish to the year and ousted the Todzer in the semi or prelim final. So
GG's, man. GG's.
GG's indeed.
Not guys are you, Conrad? Yeah, measuring him up.
Get your order in, big dog.
I'm not entirely convinced my team is that incredible, to be perfectly honest. So I'm gettable, absolutely gettable, Commando Conrad. So good luck to you, mate. Been good fun this year. The Listener League will be open to all sorts of suggestions for next, maybe even a little bit of a mix-up, just not a 2 fullback league. That's dead. Yeah, not having go at him. I'm genuinely curious. I've made a couple of poor trades myself. Got to be into it now. We're all about good fun, mate. We like to razz each other a little. He's not afraid to make a trade, the big Todd, and I appreciate it. It's the way you win fantasy leagues. So, all right. Jumping into it, thank you to our live listeners and all our loyal listeners all year. It's been a pretty awesome ride this year as we've grown the brand. Hell of a lot of fun. We've learnt a hell of a lot, and you think about the humble beginnings of the terrible video quality we started the year with, mine in particular. Now you get to see us in HD. How lucky. How good do you run?
It's a feast for the eyes, I've heard.
Feast for the eyes. Put him down for a large doggies jersey. Okay, that just got more gross. Wow.
Yuck.
Hang on, boys. Wasn't that in the clause? No dogs, no roosters? I think that was right. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Roosters is play on, boys. Just saying.
Play on, boys. God, why do we have to? Anyway, Dogs versus Panthers suddenly becomes an opportunity, you have to think, for these Dogs. Now, boys, I'm not brave enough to start any of these guys on the Penny Panthers. I just can't do it because Dogs will be hungry. Now, no Villy kick-out means Josh Curran gets a run, so we'll discuss him in a moment. But can I just check with you, boys? There's just, if you made a grand final, you're not the obvious name that's people are gonna stare in the face is Paul Alamotti. We know he's got SuperCoach pedigree. I know he was a preseason darling, and he'll goal kick, but it's a no, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a no for me.
So it's a big no for me.
But just looking at Connor Tracy's been in very rough form. A chance to get it right. You roll him as 4 CT dub. Just a quick check.
Yeah.
Yep. Matty Burton, you asked me last week, Simo, who do you start? The 5'8" has just been a mire again this year. Hopefully, if you've survived last week, I was lucky to have the bye. I'll roll with him this week. Hopefully he does something. Would be nice. Lockie Galvin, finally, with a 75. Is he back in the trust circle? Todd, are we getting around it now, mate?
Getting around. Mate, I'm always going to be getting around Lockie Galvin, eh? I think he's got something, so I can get behind him, especially this week against the Panthers. This could be massive for him.
Josh Curran, lease on life, second FRF status here. Simo, probably not the worst play, to be fair.
Oh yeah, as a number 2 to RF, he'll play good minutes there on the edge, and we know with Curran when he gets minutes, he scores well. Bloody good matchup too. He's as good pretty good sneaky chance of a try. So if he's out there, he'd be high on my list of priorities this week.
I think so, mate. We'll keep an eye on them this week because I know these are, listeners, very obviously, if you've made it through to a final, it's pretty much if you're unlucky to have lost one of your studs. And if you got through after Sam Walker, you've done very well, of course, as well. So Josh Curran, I'll definitely put that one down. I think he's well and truly in the mix. Just checking, in terms of minutes there with Tupanua's return last week, I do enjoy the energy which he hits the ball up. It's quite good fun to watch. Saluka for feeder in the middle. Kurt Mann obviously rotating through the 13 and doing his little crab stepping, which I rather enjoy at the moment. Will Tupanua jump on an edge or will we just play through the middle?
He'll play through the middle, I'd say.
So Curran, foreseeably, there's a half a chance he plays close to 80?
I think this is an 80-minute roll for Josh Curran.
Well, okay. That puts him...
Easy.
Simo, agreement?
Yeah, it's a tentative agree. There obviously is avenues where he could not play 80, but you'd imagine if that's how it runs out, he's just taking the kick-out role.
Huge.
I reckon it's good for Max King as well, this rotation.
Oh, big time. Yep. Absolutely.
Who's
Bailey
been down a
Hayward
bit
offering
too.
a decent floor at the moment. I don't think he's playing very well, to be perfectly honest with you, in terms of his service, but that's the Dogs are sticking with it at the moment. Bronson Jerry, probably one of the marginal starts. You could probably get behind it here, right, against a reserve grade side. He's actually got a decent sneak of upside, I reckon. Yeah?
Start all Dogs, really. It's honestly like,
yeah,
we've seen this Panthers backup team play before.
That's right. That's right. Really odd clash here, Todger. I'll get you to walk us through, mate, because Eels were pretty darn good last week and have kept us a bet of ours well and truly alive, Simo, somehow, with knocking off the Roosters. Your Roosters, mate. Just banana skin games. It's just their thing, right?
Oh, we love we love an important player. HIA ruin the season.
Doesn't that just ruin? Isn't it crazy? Just that one injury at the worst possible time in that game, completely just the wheels come off. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's good for our bet though.
Very good for our bet, mate. Roosters to miss the 8, listeners, is our season-long punt after managed to ride the Bronx home to a top 8 finish and a nice collect last week. Thank you, boys. Hated cheering for the Bronx, though. Your Warriors, Tots. I don't know what to make of this matchup, mate, in terms of whether it's SuperCoach friendly or not.
Yeah, this one is a bit interesting. And then, like, last week against the Titans, we were just not good. Like we normally go to, like, Gold Coast and just pump him. I thought we gave them too much ball. We're not clicking at the moment, and it really sucks because we got all our players back apart from a couple. This to me screams SuperCoach points for guys like your Tuilagi-Sheck and your normal guys, but I just feel like at 6 o'clock on a Friday, or it'll be 8 o'clock on a Friday night in Auckland, I don't know if it's screaming like gangbusters of points. So I'd be pretty wary about starting the fringe guys here for both teams.
Yeah, okay.
But like your main guys, your Moseses, your Lomax, all those guys, you'd be pretty happy with them, obviously. But yeah, this feels like one of those grindy matches that if this ends up 20-18 with not too much SuperCoach value, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. So just to be clear, Shans, is he in that sort of maybe category for you?
Yeah, he is. It's one of those ones where if I had a different option, I probably would try to look at a different option.
I like that. Roger's a must start. He's not missing.
Yeah.
And I did see a comment here from Hizzo. He's got boys on this. He has Tracy, but it's his planning to actually drop him before kickoff. Wow. He plays too early in the round for me to cop a dud score for him. 3 CT. Oh, that's your 3 CT dubs, mate. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I can see it. In 3 CT dubs, he's not a guaranteed start. I agree with that. If you've got 4 CTWs, you're going to start Connor Tracy. Hizzo's going to use RTS as the AE, play on Friday evening. If he goes well, then you got the AE loopy. I think that's I'm not going to argue with that strategy. Seems pretty good to me. Here's one for you. Todd, I'll stick with you, mate, here. The halves for the Warriors. That is the one I'm having the biggest difficulty with. I am a ton of Boyd owner who got it right between him and Moses last week, but it was scary. For example, this matchup, I actually don't know which way I'm supposed to go.
I'm going to tell you what to do, but if I was I would just back the talent of Moses. Like, that's just how I would play it, because I don't really rate Tanner Boyd that much. But yeah, I'd just be firing up Mitchy Moses if I could. Against the Warriors, like, our Warriors could easily flunk and Mitchy Moses goes bonkers. Like, we have that in us all the time. So much I'd love the boys to get up and win and really start to look towards putting some combinations and wins together before finals. Like, we have been super shaky. So I'd be firing up Mitchy Moses.
Hizzo, agreement about prioritising Iro and Hiroti. You really have to play both of them. And then I think Asako would be your third. They all play late and can learn a lot about the matchup before that. You have to play Asako this week at home to the Titans. It is what it is. Good stuff, mate. Good luck with that strategy. Sometimes in fantasy, hopefully it works out. You just got to play it the best. I also think it's weird that Halasima can't find his way into a starting spot over Capel and Niokore. I don't understand it myself. Wade Egan, Simo, I'll throw to you on this one, mate. That's a tricky one for me. And if we'll try and look at hooker options as a big part of these grand finals. What do you think? You're on mute, sir.
Oh, sorry, mate.
That's all right.
Yeah, the Harry Grant owners are going to be looking for a hooker, aren't they? So
that's what I was thinking.
There's a few you're going to be going with. I mean, I'm really worried about TMM on that bench taking minutes off.
Yeah, me too.
Our mate Wade Egan. it's probably one of those ones I'd rather just wait until a bit later in the round, especially in the grand final. Like Izzo kind of touched on this in his question before. Like you don't really want you guys to be locking out early in the round if you can help it. You're probably better off just. This is probably a different topic too, but drop those guys, pick up guys that play later in the round. And as it pertains to this question, like with Wade Egan, if you're not super confident in starting him, I would probably lean more towards a bit guys later in the round, just so you can see where you're at in your matchup. If you do need a solid score, if you need a bit of upside. If you felt strongly in Wade Egan, then obviously start him. But in this case, I don't feel super strong, so I'm probably going to lean more, try someone later, even if it is like a Jazzy Tavanga or something like that. I know it's not pretty, but...
Well, Sandon Smith, Simo. That was the one I was going to bring up with. I just jumped straight to it.
Yep. No, Sandon, I'd definitely go over Wade Egan.
I think I would too. Goal kicking. Yep, I would too. Yeah, good shout, mate. I agree with that. He's been so good, and just unfortunately, as he tends to do, he got injured, then he fades. This has been his MO for quite a while now. Wade Egan, he's such a talented player. Izzo's all about that, mate. Just agrees with you about finding equivalent candidates that are playing late. Waz matchup is dicey. I think Waz matchup is very dicey. It's a hard one to read. Over to the Parramatta side, boys. So again, I don't think heaps of waiverable options. It's more just will you start them. Now, Josh Adokar, I believe in his 200th, I think I saw, which is, he seems like the sort of guy to get up and about for a game like that. He's probably okay for me, I reckon. Like, you're obviously going to start Zach Lomax. The Fox, Todzer, can you get around him?
Yeah, going on with my theory before, like, I don't think it's going to be a crazy high Supercoach game. I probably would look for a different option later in the rounds, find some value there. But look, if I can see people that think he's going to do well in a 200 game and playing him, so not fully against it. But yeah, I just don't think the game's going to be crazy.
Yongi Simo, toughish, like he's tough to sit. But
yep,
Yongi or Chance, that's probably a decision that some listeners may have.
Yeah, honestly, flip a coin. Like, I think the Eels win this game, so I would start with Yongi, but it's honestly one of those games where most people are probably going to disagree and go the Wires. So if you would prefer the Wires winning this game, then start Chance. It's one of those ones that honestly could go either way.
Very club. So I don't think the bookies have them well split. You can start Hopgood, you can start Barlow and Jack Williams, and that's really it. I don't think there's anything else there. Storm v Roosters. So for those who want the Roosters to lose, not ideal to see some of these resting. So bad luck if you've been riding Xavier Coates all season. Out he goes. Daniel Tupou, obviously, if somehow you're in a shallow league and he's dropped, he's just got a bit of a boost now. I really like, you're not bringing in Kane Bradley. You're not playing Anderson in the centres. You're not playing Seve. You're not playing the new winger in a final. We know this. They're easy ones. Probably a bit of trust around Tyron Wishart in a final, boys. I think we've covered this a couple of weeks in a row now. He's got to be at least top 10. So if you've got him, he's probably your best option.
Probably.
I'd say so.
Most likely.
One that I wanted to bring up was actually Bronson Garlick with this bench. Can he sneak his way to enough minutes to have value as either a hooker? So Simo again, bring him into the equation with Egan. I think Garlick versus him is pretty close.
Yeah, the only thing with Garlick, I think Garlick will get more minutes than Egan for sure, but I think I don't like the Storm's chances too much this week. And that's crazy for me to say being a Roosters man, but I was a bit disappointed seeing the Storm line up as well, Redford. Obviously, for our bet, we want them to win, but I just think there's more upside in Egan, despite the fact he's playing limited minutes compared to Garlick. Yep. So for me, I'd still side with Egan, just go on the upside.
Okay.
Minutes might not be there, but I don't think it matters.
He's actually, I was looking at his games where he's played in excess of 60-odd minutes, and he actually has hit just spike little upside, so I wondered whether that came into the play for you. But no, I think on average you'd say Egan for higher, but I think we're both on Sandon Smith over both those options.
Yeah.
Sandon Garlick. Sandon, Egan, Garlick is how I have it.
Yep, happy with that. The Connor Watson, Willie or won't he start is a bit gross. Not a fan. Just a couple in here. Meso, good evening, good sir. Egan over Garlic, or say Riley Smith for mine. More likely a try support chance. Wouldn't be on Riley Smith myself. Doesn't work for me. I think Sandon Smith's a really good shout here, and probably out there in almost every league, I would think, unless he's been rotting on someone's bench who's eliminated. Hizzo even had a mention of Simpkin, who keeps playing 80 and as a Saturday Arvo. I don't hate it at all. Simpkin's been playing pretty good footy.
Good
Against the
shout.
Dragons, fire that up.
Yeah, and credit to you, Hizzo. There's been a couple who've been on Simpkin for a couple of weeks. We're a bit more hesitant, so that's a really good bit of advice, mate. I don't mind that one at all. And boys, have the Dragons just completely melted? Are they just cooked? Like they're not even trying anymore, or what's?
That was a hell of an effort on the weekend. Holy.
I don't think you can play worse than that. Like I'd say it's arguably the worst all season. It was terrible.
Pretty bad.
Yeah, King Tonga call look absolutely disgusting. I don't think we've had more in their face in quite a while.
Yeah.
That was a bad one, and I tell you what, boys, like I have huge faith in the coach, but you want to talk about a unit that didn't look like they even wanted to be out there? That was ridiculous. Even Gutho didn't look upset and angry like he normally does, which is pretty concerning. Meso says yes.
On Munro?
So say again, mate.
Gutho's attempt on Munro the other week.
Yeah, what do you reckon?
Oh, just how he just let Munro just run past him essentially.
Yeah, did you think Gutho looked like he was not running at full tilt in that game almost? It was a very odd performance. I bemused watching that game.
That was the weirdest, stood you up I've ever seen, eh? Like, it was like an old man had been, shocked by a pigeon running past him. Like,
it just didn't offer
honestly,
anything.
It was awful.
For those who remember the TV show back in the day, he didn't even Daria it or anything just to point to someone else behind. It just, that was a rough chat.
There was
the 60s, mate.
Any Daria fans out there? Sure, someone. Anyone?
Or two of you.
Oh, get out of here. Tough crowd, honestly, listeners. I don't know why I put up with this every week. All right, so we're off the Storm. We're not interested in Blore, who's back, or Joe Chan. McDonald getting a start. No, it's just who took a man who can just keep being started.
Yeah.
He's just playing like an absolute animal. He keeps knocking people over. The Roosters, it does bring some options into play here, gents. So you're starting that entire back line. You're starting Sandon Smith if you need him. The rest of it, Victor Radley, lucky to be named, let alone with a career at this point. If any of the rumors are true, I sincerely hope he's smart enough to have stayed clear of that Brandon Smith stuff. But, I mean, if you're betting on a game of football, see you later. Like, there's lifetime bans in other codes in the world for moments like that. In 2025, if you're betting on a game of football, see you later.
I don't think it was much betting on football, though.
I hope not.
I think it's he was giving team information to a person of interest about what was happening, like what when he was playing his return game and the team lineup.
Okay,
that's what I read anyway. But who knows?
That must happen. That would happen all the time, surely. Like,
yeah, it would.
I mean, I don't think I've told you boys a story when this is a few years ago now. Christian Welch, Seve, and the Fox came to the school I work at, and I asked Seve because he was named that week, and I asked him, "You getting the run?" But he goes, "No, I'm actually getting rested this week." And this was like a few days before Magic Round.
There you go.
I was just a random person that he has never met before, so he let me know he wasn't playing. So, I mean, blokes must do that all the time in the NRL. Like, I don't think if that's what it is, Todd. That's all over.
Oh yeah, that's a completely different story there. I sincerely hope that's all it is. I obviously just read it the hyperbole. So good luck to you, Brandon. It's just just nervous.
Well, NRL have come out with a statement and said they're not going to be standing them down for their, they're bringing their game into distribution, whatever that sort of stuff. They're not standing them down yet. Yeah, but it is in front of the Queensland courts. So normally they're pretty onto it and they're going pretty hard on that kind of stuff. So who knows?
That's true. Meso said, so it's a Mark War, Shane Warne situation. Yeah, the trading of secrets type of thing. I remember back in the day. That's good from you, Meso. We'll get to this one, mate, but keep the Talau option in mind, gentlemen. I think Talau against the Dragons could absolutely be a shout. I wouldn't hate that at all. But we'll get to that. All right. Just look at the rest of the Roosters, and you're still not trusting Radley in a final. I don't care who you are, you just can't do it. Now to the Raiders versus the Tigers. Devastating for the Tigers, leading that game and just absolutely getting crushed. Scott Drinkwater, hats off, played outstanding.
Have a 20 minutes, holy.
Oh, he played out of his mind.
Yeah,
I do.
Last 20 was crazy.
Also, like, I tell you what, Nawaqanita will probably end up keeping try of the season, but that flick pass play, the 95-meter run, that's the most exciting try of the season because it just went forever. Amazing.
Pretty wild.
Crazy stuff. So, this is a tough one, gents, because Tigers been in really good attacking form, but they've got to go to Canberra, which is never a good time. It can return them in a thump. And we have the return of the hot tamale himself, has snuck back in just in time for the finals. And yeah, shout out to Xavier Savage. Brutal to see the injury. Put him down for the year. He's had a good year. But he's in there, boys. So tamale has to be mentioned. It looks like a pretty juicy matchup straight out of the gate. So I got to feel, I'll throw it out there. If you are in a grand final and you are in front on waivers, unless you have a specific team need, obviously the advice is use your waiver to block another player that could play against you. I want to ask you, Simo, Tamale, does he fit that criteria for you, mate? You wouldn't want to be up against him this week, would you?
Yeah, look, it's one of those ones. Depends on what you need first. Like Joshy Curran is very juicy, so obviously you can only choose to block one there. I would prefer to go the Curran route personally, but yeah, Tamale, he has to be a waiver. Like whether it is a blocking thing or pick him up for yourself, go for it. I mean, he'll be playing right wing, we think, because I imagine that Jed will stay left.
I think so.
So, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much with Canberra. They score pretty evenly on both sides. But, yeah, Tamale's, he's one of those ones that you just block if you need to. But otherwise, pick him up. Just do what you got to do, really. It's not. I wouldn't put too much thought into it.
Yep, like it. There was half a chance we'd see Nicholson, but he hasn't quite got up, so it does maintain the value of Zach Hosking, most importantly. So good, easy to run him out in what is a pretty good matchup. So then, looking at this Tigers side, our man Stafford Toa is back. Tozza, tough to trust him here.
Yeah.
Can you trust Jarrell Skelton?
No.
No. I don't think you can you?
Not, mate. Most of the podcast I was going to be talking about if you're in a final. I'm in a final, you couldn't pay me any money to trust Jarrell Skelton. Hey, he could easily come out and score a 2.
Sonny Taruva then?
No.
So it's just Taylor May. It'd be so hard not to start him after the.
Yeah, I'd be starting Taylor.
Yeah, it's a hard. I would temper expectations a little bit here. Like, I don't think he's going to come out and brain them again, but he's been in outrageous form.
Bro, every time I think he's not going to do anything, he does plenty. So I also loved a bit of Terrell May squaring up. Who did he square up with on the weekend? Was it Jordan McLean? Oh boy, get up from a scrum and have some. Yes, boy.
You gotta love it.
I can get behind that.
The Dream Buller showed outstanding form. God, I love when he's in the open space. He just glides. He's a great player.
Yeah,
Can I ask though, boys? This is a genuine sit-start question that'll be plaguing owners. Dream Buller is right in that he may not be your starting fullback option. You got to make some decisions. So you might, like, I've got Gutho and Buller in mine and Kula actually. There's the Yongi starters. There might be the Shans late pickup starters. There's the Will Kennedy. Like, there's all this run of fullbacks this week where you're like, geez, I've got to make a call here.
You said the 2 fullback league was dead, mate. Listen to you.
I've got 3, so I'm laughing.
Must be nice.
Yeah. Dream Buller, mate. Can you trust him this week?
Start Buller.
He is. I hope we can get a full season out of him over the next couple, Simo, because I think the ceiling for him with a better Tigers team is pretty darn good. One little asterisk for me I want to mention is Jerome Luai playing as a 6. Can we stop the playmaker, play him as a 7 bullshit? Just keep him at 6. Let him run the ball. Pretty funny how there's been some better attacking results for the Tigers, right?
I agree. Jerome is a 6. Let's just not. He's so good as a 6 too. Like he's
outstanding.
awesome.
He's a New South Wales level player when he plays as a 6. He's very good.
Unreal.
All right, can we trust?
How good were the Tigers jerseys, by the way?
Oh
Fire.
yeah.
Fire.
The 2005, like
Absolute
seeing Luai
fire.
score. Like, I hate Jerome Luai as much as the next person, but I
Not
got to
me.
admit, like seeing him score in that 6, like on the weekend at home, chills.
Unreal.
So good.
Taylor-made flick pass. Taylor-made flick pass in the kit as well, Simo. Like that's pretty sick. It just all worked, right?
Yeah.
Very good question. I've got a couple here, boys, that we do need to answer. So welcome to JG Panthers. Do you still think Satilli will play back row over Curran out before kickoff? It is a massive threat, but the chance to get Curran playing there is why you still waiver him. You obviously pay attention before kickoff. If Curran goes to the bench, out he goes, you can drop him for another option. So, or potentially play the AE game if you want to, is another option. So, but really good question, mate, and certainly look out for it. Boys, Satilli, if he does start, like he's not playing 80. We know that. No way.
No
way. So we're not
There's
no
way
behind
he
Satilli if he gets to start.
Right. There's no way he has the legs to play 80 on an edge after playing, 6 games all year? Seriously.
He had some upside earlier in the season when he played. Like, could you take a punt on him there?
Nah.
Too risky, right?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yep. All right. Hizzo has got a very important question around his captain as well. So, Terrell May. I think this is a very tough shout for a grand final captaincy job, but I guess he's your floor guy, right? He's never going to get you less than, there'll be a good battle in the middle. He's going to throw some offloads with the Tigers likely having to chase. Like, you'd have to think you're safely locking in 70.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling a big 85-plus game, gentlemen, just quickly for Hizzo. Can you get there?
I can get behind an 80. Yeah.
All right. If you can get that far, then I understand, mate. Like, he's your safer option for sure.
Yeah,
keen to know what your BC.
Yeah, the guy who's versing is Captain Pappenhausen, so he will have seen what the damage is. And if it's not too much, then leave it on May.
Yep, I respect it. Meso says, good question, JG. Stilly has been moved to the middle. Can anyone recall him playing edge for the Doggies at all? I don't think so, Meso. I don't think so. But I actually respect the question from JG because anytime a coach has an excuse not to start Curran, they will find an excuse not to start Curran. So just pay really close attention. All right, none of the rest of it really, Samuela, Sione. Oh, quick check on Sione, Todd. Is he someone you could rip in there, the second FRF? Or too tough a matchup?
Kind of a tougher matchup. I thought about last week, kind of a tougher matchup.
All right. On to the Dragons. I mean, is this Jekyll and Hyde mode and Manly are going to look... So, Dragons terrible. Manly good. Are they going to flip this week? Elevators, Simo, to go back to an earlier trope from earlier in the year. I do miss your elevators, mate.
Mate, Cody Walker's back on the elevator. He's going back up again.
Yeah, true. Yeah, he's been just beasting the kid. Welcome to our live listeners who've just joined in. I would try not to start a Dragon in this final. Jaden Sewer, sure, but there's a risk of re-injury or anything like that, so that makes me a little bit nervous. Is there anyone here you can get behind, gentlemen, for a GF?
For a GF, it's not a very GF style team. The old Dragons, they could easily shit the bed here, and I just don't want a part of it.
Agreed. I'm for Commando. It is going to be Gutho is currently sitting third in my choices of fullbacks with behind both Buller and Kula. So yep. Terrell May. If Puppy explodes, you could pivot to Iro, which is kind of gross, but a fair thought. I actually like that as a pivot in the last game. Or Hiroti, mate, as crazy as that sounds. One of the two of them are going to go nuts. So Tommy Turbo stepped up and crushed a lot of hearts in different leagues. I would find it hard to believe you drafted Tommy and you're in a GF, though, in a draft league. That would be not impossible.
16 league.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just was dropped and you just started him on a whim last week. Oh, the vomit. The Tommy Talau question, gentlemen. I Yes. I'm an easy yes. I think if you've got he sneaks into a 4 CT dub. I think he's a red
Yeah, I
hot
can
chance
green light him as a
upside here.
fourth.
I can't.
Simo,
Not for me.
you can't.
Nah, don't like it.
Don't
No,
want to
just-
trust Manly.
Not just Tommy Towers playing centre. It's
Mm.
just not my jam. Wing, if he was on the wing, yeah, but no.
He was good on a wing last year. That's fair. I get it. Like, he's not a must start over many other options. I just think if you're looking at something that might have a bit upside, I think it's fair enough. Fair play, though, Simo. Hopefully for those Lehigh owners, he can absolutely just crush yet again. Jake Simpkin was mentioned, 80-minute player. Aaron Shoops found another spot.
Aaron Shoop.
Awesome.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, boy.
This
Shoop
12th
the loop.
club. How good.
Shoop the loop is in there. Very good for him.
What has he had? Gold Coast, Newcastle. Where else is he going? Here, and there's another one. Has to be another one.
He was at the Dogs,
Doggies.
wasn't he?
Doggies. Did he go to the Raiders as well, Shoop? Did he start the Raiders?
He's seen a few
Nice.
clubs, seen a few dressing rooms in
really?
his day, the Shoop. You know what else he'll do? He'll come off the bench and goal kick. He loves to do that. That's one of his absolute highlights.
Oh, gosh.
Love him. All right. Here's a game that could be very pivotal in a lot of grand finals. I think if you're a Scott Drinkwater owner, I think he has a red hot chance that you're in a grand final. Like, he's been pretty darn good this year. Didn't cost the absolute top price on draft day, and he just hits upside so frequently. So he's been really good, and he's peaked at the right time. And obviously, if you've owned a Bronco in the last wee bit, you're having a pretty darn good run. So it's one or two things happen here, right? So 7:35 up in Townsville. If it's dry, my goodness, could you have two defenses that can't absolutely do anything, right? Just letting tries in left, right, and center. Or is it the big grudge match and they keep it tight in the middle and blah, 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 blah? Just go for it, boys. Don't muck around. Todza, are we going to see an open contest, mate?
We're going to see a Broncos giving the Cowboys an absolute shellacking, mate. That's what's going to happen.
It's interesting, isn't it? Like, the defense of the Cowboys last week was abysmal. Like, they got torn to shreds by the Cowboys. Sorry, the Tigers. Just the Tigers sort of choked a little bit.
Yeah.
So
honestly,
you think Bronx?
The Bronx rock up here and Reece Walsh is in a mood. Like, I don't think it's going to matter what Scott Drinkwater does. I think he'll still be starting Drinkwater, but like, your Braden Burns would be a tough start for me this week, and I've been a big Braden Burns guy.
Really?
Yeah, I think so, man.
Mate, he was. I tell you what,
He was
he had
awesome
that
last
dog
week.
in him.
He
He
got
played
19 runs or
outstanding.
something.
Mate, that is like, credit to him. He's been re-signed, as he bloody should be. Like, he's finally got a home. That's his spot now. He played so well last week.
I just find it tough. I just feel like this is a big brother smacking little brother this weekend.
Wow, I'm easy. I think the Burn start's easy. His base has been so good. That's an easy start for me. Bruce Dobson continues to play an interesting brand of football, but good luck to him for those who are a fan.
You can't start Robson.
He's Simo. I'm gonna keep saying it till anyone else listens. I don't think he's that good at football. I'm gonna keep saying it. I don't think his game sense is very good. He does weird things that hurt the team. Takes runs at weird times as well. I just don't think he's that flash.
He didn't play 80 on the weekend, so that's the big concern. Like, at least
he had a bin.
No, I think the Simeon was the week before, wasn't it?
Oh, was it? Well, my bad.
Oh, actually, you might be right, but
I think he got binned. Yeah.
I think he also didn't play his full allotment though, because Lawton was on for longer than the sin bin period. I thought.
Gotcha. It could just be an anomaly because he went off.
Wrong.
Yeah, no, but it could easily be, mate. Lawton is dangerous on the bench, though, 100%. As Meso said, I agree. Being up against Walsh should be frightening. I mean, you draft him for this run home, gentlemen. That's really what we've had to wait, but it's been good. He's been really good and fun to watch. I don't know, for those who had him in fantasy, obviously him passing instead of just putting the ball down, if that cost you a matchup, I feel so sorry for you because that would be absolutely disgusting.
55 minutes for Robson.
So he's just unstartable, Simo. He's honestly, for me, he's beneath all of those hooker names we said.
Yep.
Every one of them. You couldn't go there, could you? You can start Bateman. Is Nene startable, gentlemen? That's probably. I think if you drafted Nene, you probably haven't had that great a season as well, because he would have cost still like around 5 or something, probably.
I'm definitely starting Nene ahead of Bateman. That's for sure.
Okay, so more upside over floor for you, Tots.
Oh, way more. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I try to
See,
not start them both personally.
Yeah, look, I tend to agree with Toddy. Like my initial reaction is starting then over Bateman, but I really don't think we should be. Like, I really think if we're looking at this unbiasedly as much as we can, because we're not huge Bateman guys and we do like a bit of Nene, but I really think that, like, if his name wasn't John Bateman, like, we'd probably recommend Bateman being a bit safer than Jeremiah has been.
Yeah, I'm starting Hopgood in a sort of similar profile at the moment, Simo, quite comfortably as my third. It's not exciting, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, like, there'd never be a world where I would do it, but yeah, I think it's like a lot of listeners out there would, if you own their I could see why they're frustrated.
Yeah, it's been a rough season. He's not for me. I'm not about him. I think it's for those who play NFL fantasy. It's like drafting James Cook this year after his 18 TDs. Then they come off that season where he caught like 7 kick tries. Like, he needs them to be fantasy relevant, really. So tough start. I'd try not to start either myself. Of course, Nane can randomly fluke 2 tries though. So that's why you said what you did, Tots. So the Bronx, then, it's really, obviously they're in great form as well, but it's a full green light. 5 down, isn't it, gents? Yep. Simo?
Yeah.
I'd be hard to bench any of them. Yeah.
Yeah, the tough one for me in one league is Galvin versus Ben Hunt for 5'8". So there's some of the decisions people might be making out there. Someone else did ask me about Ben Hunt earlier, but I forget who he was comparing him to.
Wow, that's really worth bringing up. Right now, let's do it. That is as tough a question as you'll get. Toz, are you leaning either way, mate?
I would lean Galvin just because of the Panthers are so crap this week.
That's all it is for me. I think so. I think you'd rather make that decision than. Geez, Ben Hunt's been pretty good though. He's doing some good things.
Yeah, if the Panthers were full strength, like, it's easy Hunt, but yeah, just with the Panthers being so depleted, very close, but like it is.
Galvin v Hunt is close. If you have a league, make it work, says Mace. I agree. It's one of those type moments, I'm pretty sure. I'll just jump back to Hizzo here, gents. Boys, I've lost Katoa. Who do I replace him with? Chris Randall versus Finns. Billy Burns versus the Knights. McEwen versus Sharks. All based similar, but some are more line break try about them. I'm just going to go straight in and say Burns, McEwen, Randall in that order, gentlemen. The top 2 are kind of close, but I'd take a punt on Burns.
That's my order as well.
I would go McEwen just, but they're 1 and 1A.
Yeah, real close. Thanks, Simo. Hizzo, a Hunt with Reynolds coming scares me. Absolutely, it does. Need to watch that movement. If Reynolds doesn't fly north, Bunt is on. But Galvin could go nuts just on effort and runs. Hunt relies on clear stats. Agreed. If Reynolds comes back in, completely flip that. I hate Bunt as a 6. Like, absolutely. That's a hard sit for me. You need to get lucky in that scenario. So if that decision's made for you, just pay attention to late mail. Jordan Ricky, your boy, Tots, just bump it off. Can you trust him in a GF, mate?
Yes, you can, mate. Up against the Cowboys here, seriously. What are you talking about? This is the Cowboys. Get out of here.
He's your Kelma Tuolangi. Like, absolute.
That is so rough on Jordan Ricky. It's not funny.
I can't tell you you're wrong, mate. You're 100% right on this.
That is, mate. There is like levels to players, and
Thank you so much. I really needed that from you, mate. I needed it. I was worried you were going to just turn that around, but it just feels like the same thing. He's got this obsession with him, right?
Mate, this is exactly straight from the Redford playbook of just talking about the same guy for weeks.
I don't even talk about him. You guys bring him up. I just like him.
The Toller effect.
Mate, I scrounged my way to 2RF success. I never draft 2RFs and I'm in 2 GFs. So obviously the answer to that is sometimes it works.
Broken clocks right twice a day, mate.
That's I was gonna say every second season maybe. Sharks v my Knights. As I said about riding the Broncos home, the other team that I said to ride home all the way to a GF and a Sparkly Trophy is try and have as many Sharks as you can for this week because it's going to go pretty well for you. You've sadly, and I hate to say this out loud, got to trust Will Kennedy. I don't want to. And if ever there's a man's going to burn me in a grand final, it's Will. But he's averaging like 70 plus in the last like 7 weeks. He's been really good. So I saw you shake your head, Todd. You're telling me he's not even a flex start.
I could not. I mean, he's a flex start, possibly, but I could not on a finals week, like happily set my team with Will Kennedy at fullback.
Oh, you're not happy about it. I'm just saying what you're
any other
supposed to
option,
do.
like
Really? So okay, hang on. This is important because there'll be those looking at. So you think that Dream Bull is a lock to score more than Will Kennedy in this matchup?
I would rather play Dream. Yes.
You would rather play Yongi or Shans?
Yongi, not Shans.
Wow. I'm well and truly on the Meso side. Will Kennedy is a good start here. Sharks hit 40. I think so too. Simo, I know you're not a big Kennedy fan, neither am I, so this feels weird to be on this side of it, but he is legit been playing good football over the last 7 weeks.
His scores have been good. He have been very good. I don't know if I'll go as far to say he's been playing good football, but he's been scoring well.
There you go. I'm happy with that.
Fantasy doesn't always match reality, but this will be another one of those weeks. I mean, the Sharks look like they're going to put on a mozza against the Knights. The only thing I'll be worried about as a Kennedy owner is like I know the Knights have been terrible, but when teams sack their coach, do they stand up the next week and just they won't win, but will they at least be much more competitive than we think they will be, at least defensively? That's the only mild issue with Kennedy for me.
It's a really good shout, Simo. The only thing I will say to give you some hope is the Sharks, start some hope is while I see Jake Arthur and Jack Cogger there in the halves, I'm filled with extreme confidence because none of their plays, there's no repeat sets, there's no pressure built. It's just Knights getting absolutely smashed defensively for too long. So, yeah, I think he is. Now, Hiroti, I think we're all very comfortable with starting. Minimum, he's a 4 CT dub in this. I think he's a very desirable waiver claim if you haven't stashed him already as well. He's way up there, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Him versus Tamale? I think that's a very genuine question people might be faced with this week. Or Iro. Throw Iro in there as well, who, just for those playing at home, I think Iro just coming back from this long injury, I'm a little bit nervous just to throw him straight in there, to be honest with you. Anyone else?
I saw in the chat someone was going to captain Iro. I would not be captaining Iro first game back. Start, absolutely, but definitely not captain. Hiroti versus Tamale, really close.
Super close.
Probably Tamale, but
I'll go Hiroti there. I'll go Hiroti. He just had the form, and I think it's just the matchup being so supreme. And the other one, Todd's this is a tricky one for me because he doesn't have a great floor. Sione Katoa.
Yeah.
It's not without risk.
No, yeah. It's not without risk, but if you are a player who thinks that this is going to be a mad Sharks absolute hiding, you'd think Sione gets at least one, and that probably puts him in that 4 CT dub range.
That's a good.
He definitely needs that one try. He's not a big base guy, the big dog.
No. You hope he has one of his random offload days to get his floor up around 35-40. He does that once every 5 or 6 weeks. That little turn off thing that he does. You hope so. But then Adam Fanua-Blake, you fired him up. If you somehow made a final with Adam Fanua-Blake in your side, well done, because he has been absolutely atrocious on the run home. I don't know what's going on there. They're just not using him, but they're still winning. So, of course, you're starting him, but I don't think you're in the GF. Teague, you can start. Should be a red-hot chance of something. Jesse Colquhoun, is there anything here? Can you do anything with now that McInnes is down?
Well, he's an FRF eligible player, so he's probably
That's right.
a decent shout as being a number 2 FRF. Not massive upside, but he might be a 55, which is okay. But not a massive waiver, but still someone to look at.
Knights is Gagai's playing fullback, so you can probably start him for a floor argument and some garbage points, maybe.
Yeah,
Like,
chance.
are you starting Bradman Best just because he's an elite player and hoping for something? I don't know.
Up against the Sharks, like Aero back, he'll be. No, he wouldn't be. Yeah, he would be. I wouldn't be happy starting Bradman Best this week, but he's going to be one of your probably your top 2 CT dubs if you got him. So tough.
McEwen, KPP can be started as floor plays. I think they've shown plenty enough. The other one is Leo Thompson, who I've been writing most of the year. Concerning stats last week, he didn't do enough with the ball. He got lucky to score a try. I got very lucky to have him to do that. I don't know. I think you can almost fade him this week too. I don't like this matchup against the Sharks. I think you should try and go grab one of those other FRF2s that we've been talking about, actually, which hurts my soul, but it's where it's at.
Big from you.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like I looked at his stats. He really got away with it last week. He's always just mentioning about that. Yeah, the talent from the back line for the Knights just begs to be hammered. I fully agree with you. James Schiller in the centres. He did not defend well at the start of the year. I don't have to apologise for the questions, mate. There's some good ones in here. I know you got the grand final. We're here to try and help you as best we can. This is a good one. So with that in mind, would you guys waiver Tamale to block or Burns to play?
Tamale to block.
Okay. Simo?
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see who else is out there in the 2RF landscape. But in a vacuum, I would agree with Todd and block Tamale.
Jeez, I'll tell you what. Braden Burns, he's all like, yeah. I'm
Sorry,
trying to go like crazy hard.
Braden or?
Oh, I
assumed it
presume
was the Sharks Burns, was it?
No, it'd be Braden Burns, I presume, in that.
Oh, okay. Well, if it's Braden, definitely I'd rather Tamale. Either way.
Yeah, okay. I don't love players just coming back from injury myself. Always worries me just a little bit for a GF. JG Panthers says, H. Peru a chance to go lock over Colhun. Massive upside with Peru. Yeah, that's a good shout, mate. That's a good shout. Hizzo says, if I miss Burns, it'd be McEwen or Randall. Randall I have on my bench. It's Billy Burns. You're all over it, Simo, actually. My apologies.
Still Tamale.
Tamale, easy done. All right. Moving on down to the last game on Sunday, and this will, of course, decide many a grand final because owners of the Hammer probably have had pretty good seasons. Isaiah Katoa owners, if he was picked up late and he's your halfback and you drafted elsewhere, could easily be there. Late run for Jeremy Marshall-King's been outstanding as well. And obviously Jake Averillo's been one of the waiver pickups of the season. Glad that he's back in the centres. It's a green light special here, gentlemen. Like, you're even Nafahu. Why would you not? You're going to start him, aren't you? Like, this is fantastic. Any disagreement?
No.
No, not at all.
Sunday Arvo, 4:00 in the beautiful. Oh, it's in Brisbane. It's not in the Cliff. That's bullshit. But mate, Sunday night in Brisbane could be an absolute monster of points here.
Todzer, I'll let you pronounce the man in number 11 who has come back again on our waiver radar just in time for a GF.
Oh, my boy, Canelli Nelly Limi Lily.
Yeah,
my boy.
Always, you deliver every time. Oh, boy, he's been an odd play this year, mate. Look, the matchup is juicy AF. He's probably a go, right?
This is an 80-minute roll, surely.
Mm-hmm.
Surely. Yep. I could fire him up, mate.
Yeah, defense. His lack of defense won't be a problem here.
Don't need defense to score tries, baby.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's a red hot chance of a line break try here, and obviously JMK as well. It's another really good matchup. He'll be an interesting one going to drafts now next year, gentlemen. With how he's finished the season, he's been absolutely ridiculous. Over to the Titans. Jalen DeGroot hanging on to a first grade spot. That's a thing. Wow, what a player. What a player.
He's a guy.
Philip Sammy let us down last week, so hopefully the owner did not trade Giras away for Philip Sammy.
Oh, yeah,
that did not go well.
Sammy, oh my God, I forgot about that.
Who was that? Clearly they're not in the chat this week, so they must be gone.
I loved the moxie. I must say, gentlemen, as we're having that chat last week, you two were very excited about starting Sammy. I ended up getting it wrong between him and Mariner and just agonized over that decision until the very last moment. I could not figure out what I wanted to do. I kind of spread the load a bit to not have too many Bronx just in case, to be played a little safer. But Can you trust? I think you probably can. I think this matchup's actually pretty good for him. I think he's well and truly back in the trust circle. He's had a great season.
He's been good.
Kelly can be started as well, I think, is fine.
I would be looking elsewhere myself, but
Yep.
Actually, we did have a question on Kelly. I'll throw it in now.
Ooh,
Jeez.
okay, nice.
17 team league.
Montoya, Kelly, or Daniel Tupou?
Daniel Tupou. Length of the straight.
That's gone spectacularly well. If Daniel Tupou's out there for you in your GF, well played.
That is
Tough on
No
Tupou.
No Walker. No Walker sucks, don't get me wrong, so it's not going to be as prolific, but he's still a red-hot chance of doing stuff.
Oh, yeah.
All right, nice. Good.
Yep, sorry.
Good
That was
live.
it, yep.
No, good. That was good. I enjoyed that. The live cross. Kinney sits on the bench. Can we trust? Jeez, he is the most frustrating player to own. Mo Fott was braining at the 3 weeks prior to last, then throws up an absolute clunker out of nowhere yet again. As an FRF2 boys in the grand final, he annoys the shit out of me, to be honest.
Mate,
What do you do?
You say they're out of nowhere, but unfortunately with Mofot, they're not out of nowhere because he makes them appear. It's like
He just like those last 3 weeks before Simo. Like if I had him last week, I'd have started him with semi-confidence of a bit of a floor run tackle upside combo. You know, maybe a 65, high 30s. Thanks, mate. Good from you. Frustrating player. Tino back with a bang. That was awesome. So yeah, I think Mo Fott is an FRF2 because I don't think the matchup's that crazy. But Jesus, not for the faint of heart.
Boys, just before we go here, I just want to touch on. I just realised on the older Facebook page we have a message from Vance. He was in the chat last week with the Karaz and Sammy. He was he was that trade. So he said
yes.
Also, Karaz for Sammy trade wasn't accepted. Managed to get Burns for D Brown and Gagai though. So
okay, very nice.
Kept his boy.
Carefully dodged, and that owner will be kicking themselves.
Yeah,
absolutely kicking. Because you would if you progressed and you have Kiraz this week, you're very happy with that side that they're up against.
Oh yeah.
Kiraz will win a grand final for someone this week. So he's a potential he's VC in almost every league he's in, I would like to think. Couple of comments here, gentlemen. I'll just move back. Mesa, I should say. JG, beneficiary is Hazelton, who play 40 off the bench. Yeah, Colquhoun is not a lock of a start. McInnes and their 450 front rowers, they can use a bit of X Factor. I agree. JG, they love a front rower. Oh, our man, Cade Snowden's come in late. Hello, good sir. Love your work, mate. So Will says, hey guys, got knocked out 1100 to 900. A case of got outscored, nothing you can do. That's unlucky, mate. Talk to Todd's, start our supporter group, mate. Rough chat.
Yeah, I'm here in the trenches, brother.
That's rough to score 900. That's 1100 is a big score. Meso, they don't need any X Factor players to beat Knights, but facing into finals, I get it. Can't see Fitz loading up a young pup to start 13 in a playoff. I think you might be right there, Meso.
Yep.
Beautiful contributions this evening. All right, gentlemen, that brings us to the end of the matchups for the round. As you can see, listeners, more of a flavor of, who should you be starting and sitting with some tough decisions. But I think Tamale is a big one this week. Josh Curran, obviously a massive one, especially if you need an FRF2. I think he slots in beautifully. And I really don't mind the play of Sandon Smith as a bit of if your hooker's not been going great for you and you've made a final. Actually, Simo, I will throw one at you. Put JMK, Sandon Smith, Verrills. You've already said Egan in this. Where does Sandon factor in if you had, say, more of a floor guy like Verrills?
I think you kind of ranked them pretty well. Actually, no, that's not true. I would go JMK, Verrills, Sandon.
Yep. Okay.
That'd be the order.
Thank you, mate. Will Sowden says, I had Edwards, so kind of glad I don't have to deal with that nightmare. Oh, wow. Actually, that's one we probably should have mentioned. Edwards would have done plenty along with Drinkwater owners to get you to a GF, whereas Teddy completely slowed down at the worst possible time for pretty much everyone. Isn't that hard, lads, where you've got an absolute out-and-out starter who's brained it all year, Dally M winner, and he just clunks up for you at the worst time? You can't do anything about that. That's just fantasy sports.
Just the way it is. Cookies do crumble.
Izzo, this is a ripper of a question, mate. I argue this is probably your best question of the night because that is a really good one. Bunt or Nicarima? Ooh.
Bunt. Yeah, I can't remember all of
Nicarima's
his
been recently, so
that is a good one.
I'll
Bunt.
I'll go Nicarima. I think that's a really cool game to play Nicarima in against the Titans, where he could just get space for days and run amok. But that's, oh boy, that's not a hard sell. That is very close. Sorry, we're a bit split. Well, go with the boys. The majority wins, so bunt should do enough. All right. Any questions from the Book of Face, Potty T?
Yes, mate. Potty T's got some.
Sorry, I was going to say to Chris, like, I know you don't love starting Iro and Tamale first week back from injury, but like, how is it that you're so confident in Nicarima though? In that situation there,
I just am using similar to what I'm seeing here from Hizzo. I just think that matchup is so juicy. Like that at Suncorp Stadium, I just honestly think that could be Finn's. I just think they'll have space for days, and I think that's where Nicarima just is a red hot chance of doing plenty.
The Iro against the Knights doesn't. Like, I agree with you. I've got pause with Iro too, but I also share that pause with Nicarima being.
It's a fair point. To be honest, mate, I shouldn't argue crazy hard against the logic, and it may seem inconsistent. I just think, for me, maybe there, if I'm adding a layer, it's Nicarima in the halves, guaranteed to get on the ball, chance to do things in a good matchup. Maybe Iro just eases himself back in to get ready for the finals based on his position in the centres. Like, it should be okay. It should be okay. For some reason, Simo Tamale actually worries me more. I don't know why. I've got a vibe. Do they necessarily go down the right-hand side and attack all that game? Does Timoko actually pass the ball? I don't know, man. I feel like you could do it because you know he's such a good player and his average has been awesome. But for some reason, I've just got a vibe about him. So what I would do, listeners, is disagree with me, get on him, and let him score 2 line break tries. Izzo, Iro will be fine. Petulant re-injury risk is low. Iro is a psycho. Iro has also been running because Peck doesn't impact fitness. I mean, there you go. So if that's Iro, you're going to start. Let's be real. Tamale's the one I think you can make an argument against. But again, go with the boys here. Love that you want to chip with Nicarima. JG Panthers, Samuel Afino, Burbo, or Jaden Sewer. Pick 2 RFs.
Not Burbo.
Yes, the 2 on the outside. Jaden Sewer's the number 1 with a bullet. Samuela
in a tough matchup.
Here we go. And I covered for Jordan Ricky.
That's your Kelma Tuolangi right there, Burbo. Oh, dear. The only difference is, Simo, you find a way not to start Burbo, whereas Kelma's started for me way too many times than I care to admit.
You just got to know what Burbo's. You just got to know what he's like, boys. Leave him on the waivers.
And pick his 190
watch
season
him
or
from
whatever
afar.
it is.
Yep, watch him from afar.
All right. Book of Face, Potty T.
Yes.
What do you got for us, mate?
All right, just quickly, Vance has ranked these in order. Kiraz, Burns, RTS, Harodi, and a Yongi.
Kiraz,
Easy
RTS. Well, the other 2, Harodi was in there, I think,
Burns,
probably 3.
Yongi.
Yep, Harodi, Burns, Yongi in that order for me. Simo, you may disagree with the last one, possibly.
I would go Burns last.
I thought you might have.
I'm also there with that one.
Yep.
Nathaniel, he says, hey, guys, who would you start at halfback this week? Isaiah Katoa or Mitchie Moses? I'm in my first draft grand final, and your potty has helped a lot. Thanks, guys. That's a good one.
Isaiah.
Katoa, easily.
The space. Just the space. That's sick, mate. Thank you for getting on board and following. Hopefully that's another good bit of advice, mate. That's well done on having those 2 as well to have a choice between. Not bad.
Meso is on the Book of Face too. He says, hi, Toddy.
Boy.
2-parter. He's got a 2-parter question, Meso.
All right.
He needs to play a halfback, a 5'8", and an AE option out of Munster, Moses, Harris Tavita, and Trindle. Meso, come on now, mate. And I don't think it's clear cut. Can you talk about Montoya versus Laurie versus Tamale as waiver priority? I think we've already touched on that. Everyone's pretty much on Tamale there. But that first
Todd's just to make sure, because I know I've spoken a bit about trying not to start Tamale. If they're genuinely your options, to make sure I'm not being misunderstood, Tamale easily over those two.
Yeah, Tamale well and truly ahead of Montoya and Dane Laurie, that's for sure.
Easily.
That's for you as well, Simo, yeah?
Yep.
So the third part of the question, he needs to play a halfback and a 5'8" and an AE option out of Munster, Moses, Harris, Tavita, and Braden Trindle.
So Munster, you lock him in as your starting 6. Forget about set and forget. The halfback and the AE, I would. This might be crazy, but I would decide out of which of CHT and Moses I would rather have. I would bench whoever that is. So for me, it would be Moses probably. So I would actually bench Moses for try and get him as an AE. And if he scores shit, then I'd start Trindle because I'm going for big upside in a potential Sharks romp. It's crazy to say that I'd be okay starting Trindle, but that way it gives me the chance to see if Moses explodes as my AE.
I like it.
And if he doesn't, if he only pumps out like a 45 or a 50, then you've got the redraw of Trindle, who's obviously got 20s in him, but he's also got, 80s.
I think that's bang on, Simo. I've got no upgrades on that. That's great advice. Good luck, mate.
Smash that. Good.
Yep.
All right. Anonymous participant 564, if that's you.
G'day, Anon.
The question. Who do you start out of Iro, Dom Young, Braden Burns, Philip Sammy, Asako, and Tui Pelotu?
Iro and Asako are going to be starting for you.
Yep.
Give us the other. So it was Burns, Tuipulotu, and...
Burns, Tuipulotu, Philip Sammy, and Dom Young.
Sammy,
and I'm pretty happy with Burns there as the fourth.
Yeah, I'd probably take Burns as well.
Yeah, over Dom Young playing against, no. That's about it from the Book of Face, mate.
Beautiful. Been really, I love this grand final week, lads, with the sit or starts. It's like, it's impossible to be 100% accurate, but you're just using logic, trying to add some material and just back yourselves. Like, you're not going to get them all right, but things like Meso, even considering Trindle, we didn't even mention him as a waiver pickup, lads. I actually think if you're going to run some AE chances, I think he's as good as any to have a crack for late
especially
upside.
Especially for guys with no Cleary this week.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Who you're probably not bringing any of the South players on anyway, but Cleary's a big one that's out this week, so could easily be a halfback option that might not fail against a pretty good matchup.
Absolutely. I think we probably should have mentioned as well that unless I've missed something, boys, Sandon Smith would be. He's the halfback to replace Cleary this week, right? You just take a punt.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. I think you could, unless you can set it up as an AE, which I'm sure a lot of people can. I think Sandon's a pretty decent one, Simo.
Yep, Sandon and Tricky, I guess, is
Tricky.
A real full.
Yep.
He's a fullback. I wouldn't want to go with Schneider or any of those Panthers guys as like a handcuff.
No. Can't have it. Even if they go well, I'm happy for that to be somewhere else. Like you'd be happy to see that if you're in your opponent's team. So that's fair. Same with like Latu Finu, Simo. I can't. Can't get around it.
Yeah.
Simo, any X questions, please, sir?
Yes. We've got a couple. We've already done the one there. We'll go with Colhoun, Clemmer, or Curran as an FRF this week.
Curran, if he starts, 100%. Let's help the listener, though. If he doesn't start, gentlemen, I think that's Clemmer for me. He's been plenty fine. I don't think it's an exciting start, but FRF 2, rock solid.
Yeah, I agree. If Clemmer, I think you've nailed that. If Curran is back on the bench, then fire up the big Clem dog, which is
the good thing is you get to see Thursday night what you're going to do, which is nice.
It makes Curran such an easy waiver pick for mine because you can just figure it out. You still got to waiver him because he's obviously your opponent's going to pick him up if you don't. I guess the question is the blocking move at Tamale versus pick up a Curran. Which one are you more? Does your opponent need Curran and could benefit from Curran is the first one. And then it's like if they really badly need CTW, you might just adjust, but you can get one or the other.
Yep.
Mm.
The next one is an interesting, a pretty fun one actually. Waiver pickup of the year. So I've done some research here, boys, and just written down some names.
Simo.
Oh, Simo. See,
give us
this is
some
why you
names,
get paid the big bucks.
Yeah.
Good-looking beast.
So
Pay him
some
in
of
cuddles,
these,
Tots.
yeah. Don't call me petite, Redford. Watch out.
Fuck
Hang on,
yeah.
no, Mismo likes them petite. I like them bulky, mate. So yeah,
Oh, dearly.
Yeah,
bulky
very
everywhere.
good. I've heard that
Keep
about
going.
you.
Mate.
So, with an asterisk, obviously every league's different. Some of these guys will have been drafted in some leagues. I've tried to pick guys like our league's pretty experienced in terms of drafters, and a lot of these guys have been free agents at some point in our league. It may have been just for one, like the first round, or maybe they went undrafted. But the list is in no particular order. Jack Williams, Gemmet Shibasaki, Tallis Duncan, Aaron Clark,
Boom.
Isaiah Katoa.
Oh, I think it's in the pickup, is he? You're going to be drafted, surely.
Mate,
that's okay. I understand what Simo's
I
saying.
dropped him in our league.
Yeah,
I dropped him in our league.
Yeah, I get it.
So
Slowish start and all that. Yep.
He wasn't my starting half.
Yeah,
he's on my bench. And I got in the roster squeeze early, so yeah.
True.
Guy we've talked about a lot, Tamale.
Just an honourable mention. I know it sounds crazy, but I think Jake Averillo has been way above, and he was like non-existent on draft day in most leagues.
Correct.
True.
I think if I had to give a gong, because I believe Aaron Clark in a lot of leagues would have been drafted at least late as a punt. So I'm going to say, excluding Aaron Clark, Tallis Duncan had a very late run and is very exciting going into next year. Just a great player. Love the passing he put on the weekend, by the way. Seems to be very talented, that man. Shiba has faded a little, fair to say. Just a little.
Yeah.
Hasn't quite hit the heights of the thing. Averillo, just honourable mention. I think it's Jackie Williams for me. I think he's been, he's not just been a little bit good in the FR. It's because he's FRF eligible as well. He's been awesome, right?
He has.
Yeah, my list was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, sorry, Tots. I was going to give you a rap for one of your preseason predictions, Tots. Xavier Coates.
It's what I do, mate. It's what I do. It's where I had him stand out,
I think Xavier Coates wasn't drafted in a shit ton of leagues, and he went on to average 70. It's crazy.
Probably. I had them ranked Aaron Clark 1, Jay Wills 2, Isaiah Katoa 3, Sheba 4, Duncan 5, Tamale 6. That's more of a recency bias for Tallis Duncan, I think, because Tamale was awesome early season.
Yeah, exactly.
You probably should have Tamale above Duncan because Tamale was probably better for longer. It's just recency bias. They've had opposite seasons in
Literally,
terms of Katoa, for me, I think Katoa, it's hard. I agree. Aaron Clark's number one, with no doubt. Chances are he was drafted. We said that.
Yeah.
I'd go Katoa over Jack Williams just because he's halfback. They're very close, though. Very close.
Jack Williams has been awesome this year.
But yeah, like you said, Jack Williams is FRF eligible, so that's also pretty bloody handy. So,
yep. Sneaky later one as well has been Karapani hasn't struggled since he's been playing either. Just have been a good little blessing late in the season for owners. Hizzo had the same problem as you, mate, with the roster squeeze of Katoa. I think that happened to a lot of people actually because they didn't draft him as their number one. Of course, that will change next year. He'll be a good sort of cut price middle-ish tier player if you don't go hard on the halfbacks early. Had a post-origin slump. I think, Hizzo maybe a bit harsh on Shiva, mate. He's been okay. Just, I don't know, not the dazzling heights that he had for a little bit there, which you did say post-origin, a bit of a slump. Any other questions, Simo?
That is it, boys.
Beautiful, mate. I did enjoy that question from the listener there. That's a good one. We'll try and do. So I think this is the end, isn't it, boys? This is the wrap-up show. That
This is it.
we don't run around 27 because seeing what's just happening around 26, you probably shouldn't be playing your grand final in 27. So I'll let you boys do a bit of a wrap up for the year.
Cool.
Well, I did mention the listener league, so I better make sure we just talk it up a little bit. So my apologies. It is, in fact, myself up against, I think, are you still here? Commando, where is he? Give me a sec. Trying to bring it up now. It's hard to get back. Commando, Conrad, the grand final. It's good fun. He's playing off for a jersey. I'm playing off for pride, just to show that we actually know what we're doing. So risky business. Look forward to it. Good luck this week.
Anyone who listens to this podcast knows we don't know what we're doing. Seriously.
Speak for yourself, mate. Honestly.
He scores 1,100 things. He just talks to me like that, Simo, eh?
Mate, I've had a decent run. Just dusted off in the AFL Grand Final of Supercoach, even though I don't watch it. And now we've got the 2 leagues GFs. It's a good year, mate. Every now and again, it goes good. All right.
Look at the Redford. He can sniff. He can sniff another title. He can just look at his eyes. He can see it.
Probably shouldn't happen, to be fair, but sometimes you go on runs, I guess, and that's why you just got to keep playing to the bitter end. I draft poorly, listeners. Don't listen to me there. Listen to me in season. That's what I've been telling the boys. All right, Todza, your wrap up of the season, mate. I want to hear it from you. What do you got?
Oh, yeah, I wasn't really thinking about a wrap up, but look, I've really enjoyed this year's Supercoach season. I mean, I said to the boys last year, like, with all the rules and there's heaps of changes last year, and it really put a damper on Supercoach for me, but this year came back, fresh mindset. Really enjoyed the preseason potties. I think going to the YouTubes too has really helped us, boys. I've really enjoyed the vibe. So, look, shout out to the listeners that have been with us for the whole year, and the guys that are getting behind us and join the live chats. Like, we love that kind of stuff. So, it's a good little community we're building here, and I'm all about that. So, yeah, good luck to everybody out there on their in their finals. Hopefully, we get some winners and hear some stories. And don't be afraid to post on the old Facebook page.
Absolutely. That's really well said. And Todd's, just for the record, mate, you've bloody grown as a podcaster this year, mate. You've got that, not just the sexy swagger. Look at the confidence you just delivered that on the spot. The old Todd's Simo, he would have melted. He would have melted. Oh, is it hot in here? Oh.
Ready to host.
He is. I'll step aside, and I'll go to no. See, I can't do the sexy man, unfortunately, with a head like this. Meso, just lovely comment, mate. Meso, as one of our biggest supporters, mate. Thank you so much for the effort you put in this year, mate. I love having you aboard and some great insight as well, sir. And I know you're a fantasy diehard like we are. So Meso says, great potty tonight, gents. Fantastic season. Really enjoyed the live fan engagement. Loads of fun and insight for the greatest version of Supercoach. Here, sir. Love your work. Our man Hizzo, who's absolutely put a lot of work into this grand final he's got coming up. Great potty. Thanks for all the thoughts. Summary. VC Teddy, CT May, drop Tracy because it's too early. Waiver Tamale to block. Try play Burns to replace ECAT. Pick between Asako and Shiba if chasing, of which probably good options, I think, is Sako with the goal kick against the Titans, mate. Jeez, you'd struggle to go past.
That's a hell of a wrap-up from Hizzo. Holy.
That's outstanding, mate. Great contributions from yourself and other listeners we've had through the year. We had it cranking in there middle of the year. So, Simo, your wrap-up, mate?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, I think the YouTube thing's really gone great. To have everyone still here in round 26, albeit in a bit of a dud round where there's lots of restings and stuff. Kind of goes to show that the community is really good. So there's obviously people here, Froth Supercoach. It's good to have you guys along each week, but especially in the grand final week, just to get some advice and, sort out what you're going to do with your team. So, yeah, we all appreciate it. And it makes us giving up our time all worth it. So thanks to the listeners out there.
Absolutely. And beautifully expertise that you've given us for the year, mate. You do some good work. Present some angles, especially on which side of the pitch people are likely to play, mate. That's what I need you for mostly. You're very, very all over that stuff, mate. Yeah, great to have you, mate. We've been doing this, you and I, we actually need to look at how far back we go, but it's probably longer than we think, hey?
Yeah, 1963, did you guys start this?
64.
64.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
64,
Long time ago.
63. All right. I will just Hizzo did ask me real quick. We get this question a bit in our DMs around what's the core of the team that made a grand final. So that's I like to know what others. Usually you get some consistent themes. So just give me a second. So mostly I've only got 4 of the 19 players that I drafted. So just it's a tale of people I just picked up along the way, mate. So Tanner Boyd is been doing a job for me. Hopgood, Utukamanu. I've got Taylor May at the best possible time. I told you boys to back the Broncos, and I've got Walsh Manor and Karapani. Said back the Sharks. I got Kennedy and Katoa. Leo Thompson's just been my weakest player, but he's FRF2. Marshall King at the right time. Traded for Jaden Campbell, who just gives me an upside option. Daddy Fermor and Tino were 2 players I drafted I was really happy with. So they've kind of been the core. Casey McLean won't play this week. It was great. Xavier Coates was great. Moses has been just rotating with Boyd, and I've got Verrills and Sammy as well. So I just ended up with a really deep team, and I've just been getting the matchup plays right. So, all right. Awesome year, listeners. Thank you so much. Izzo's the same. 2 players you drafted out of 17. Yeah, beautiful. Thanks, Izzo. It's been awesome, listeners. I think this YouTube's just taken us to... oh, crap, Meso. Oh, no. We're crazy. We play all 27 rounds during the semi this week. Your heroes have been Munster, Lehigh, Fermor, and Preston. Yeah, we love a bit of Daddy Fermor, mate. Teddy and Team A, yeah, that would be, if you survive this week with Teddy, having those 2 in this GF, enjoy, I think, Teddy there. That's going to be a pretty fun finish. Listeners, just an announcement as well. I absolutely will run some NFL SuperCoach content. Don't know exactly the timing of that just yet. May get the Todd sneaking on from time to time for a bit of a fun yarn, because we're in the middle of a slow draft at the moment, Todd's having a good time, mate.
We are.
So may even wrangle Simo when he's had a bit of time to rest with the Fam Bam, which is fair enough, mate. But yeah, I'll bring you a bit of content, listeners. Tell me if you're interested in the chats as well. But yeah, absolutely love it. Can't wait till next year. Good luck in your finals. And as always, listeners, get that BDE India. Oh, yeah.